Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Record on this computer. Oh, I didn't. Okay, now I gotta make. I guess I did it backwards. Luke will not mind. I'm sure Linda Popke is going to make co-host. Made you the co-host now. If you can back me up with a recording to the. Got it.
The cloud. We got
Okay,
it.
here we go. Perfect. So again, if we mess up, we can always restart. All right, everybody good? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Whedon and I'm joined by my co-host, Linda Popke. Linda and I had a fascinating and fun conversation today with our guest, Christine Rose. You're going to want to watch the entire episode, so please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find all our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle.
So, Christine, I want to ask you, because you've written a book about After Me Too, et cetera. It seems to me a lot of organizations are complying with the Me Too kind of mandates. They're thinking about these things. How do I stay out of trouble? But how do we get beyond that to really have organizations take advantage and leverage and optimize all the talent they have, men, women, regardless of gender or sexual orientation or anything else? How do we get organizations to be better at that?
Linda, that's a great question. It starts at the top, right? Every leader, every manager needs to understand what goes underneath, what's the cultural roots of discrimination, and they need to have conversations. So it has to start with the CEO and the top leadership team caring enough to say, we're not delegating this to HR. This isn't a program we're doing. This is conversations to open up. How do we change our culture and how do we make it psychologically safe for everyone? That's a buzzword. Everybody's heard of Amy Edmondson and her wonderful work at Harvard and her wonderful book. Why is this not coming to me? It's her wonderful book about the fearless organization. And it really is the underpinnings of the issue is in the psychological safety of the culture. And they need to work on that.
You know, that's interesting that you bring that up because I want to talk a little bit more about that. I'm not sure that everybody knows about that work. I certainly didn't. And so I think, everybody should listen to the whole podcast because we dove into that. And I'd like to just to have you answer it here now for everybody. Could you define psychological safety and talk about how that can be integrated into any business, whether it's small or large?
Yeah, I put together kind of definitions from Amy Edmondson and from Dr. Timothy Clark, who wrote the 4 Stages of Psychological Safety, which I highly recommend to everyone. And it is the ability to show up as yourself, to learn and even potentially fail, to contribute and to challenge the status quo without fear of negative repercussions or without fear of, being punished for showing up and doing that. And it really is a culture that embraces every person for who they are. And, yes, people need to learn in order to contribute, but once they have their chops, you're not micromanaging because everybody's engaged together on making things happen.
So important. And we're just touching on a little bit of what we touched about in the podcast. So if you have a chance, please go back and watch or listen to the whole thing because it's definitely worthwhile. Christine, thank you so much for being a guest here on Shrimp Tank. For people who want to get in touch with you, find out more about your company, about your book, where should they go to get more information?
Check out ceoxl.com, or you can connect with me also on coachchristinerose.com.
All right. And once you've done that, make sure you connect with us for all the replays on shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle, wherever you get your podcasts. iHeart, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, because damn, we are
ubiquitous.
We are ubiquitous. And you can follow us on our show's social media pages, which are on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Well, first of all, Christine, thank you for joining us today. Linda, as always, thank you. As Linda said, we show up on your Facebook page every Wednesday at noon. So please follow us, like us there, follow what we're doing, because every week at 12 p.m. Pacific time, we live stream. Our next show will be August the 31st. So please join us. Until we see you again, be healthy, be prosperous, and of course, have some fun. Have a great rest of your summer, because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.